Greetings from Dystopia, episode 148. Bluelining. Damn it. I've been trying to get somewhere to fish. And 4 parks that I already went to are crowded out to the max. And I'm not saying just beyond what I feel comfortable with. 2 parking lots were full, one of them with a park employee. I don't know that he was not a police officer, but I don't know the position title for that job. But they were sitting there with a gate, opening and closing the gate because it was overcrowded. The others were full parking lots. The 4th one I went to had hardly anybody in it, but there were 2 police cars, one county, one local municipality, and a nondescript blue van, which is either going to be a forensics or coroner. So I didn't want anything to do with that park. Oh, okay. Now I know where I'm at. This is not the road I was thinking of, but this does put me in line with some potential fishing. So now we're moping around south of Shanahan up against the Illinois River. Is this the Illinois? I think so. You would think I would know my rivers. But yeah, so I'm heading in the general area of McKinley Woods, 4 Rivers. This is that pond. I've always been interested in fishing. There is a garbage can here. What this spot needs is a picnic bench. This would be a nice little place to come just kind of sit around. There's a great open area here just beyond some lily pads off to the left. And there's no sign here that says no trespassing. But for all I know, like the river there at home, the Dupe, somebody might have taken the sign and just thrown it in the water. Let me walk down and look at this clear area. I will bring the cell phone with and get some video of that. Alright, so I've been sitting here for a couple of minutes looking. These are tadpoles, and they are absolutely humongous. Hoping one will come back up closer here. There's one that went down. There was one that came up and went back down just a few feet and then hovered. Here's some in the shallow. These tadpoles are 4 inches long. There's a whole bunch of them right down there. Right down there in the shallow. There's a whole bunch of these tadpoles. Here comes one. Some of these guys are 6 inches long. That's insane. Just for size, check out these mussels. Shells are everywhere out here. So we're looking southwest out over the river. Some of these lily pads are 3 feet across. And to that island right there, dead center, is well over a quarter mile. So we're probably half a mile from the river. I'll put a screenshot up of where I'm standing at right now. Other than the occasional car, this is a really peaceful spot. You can probably hear the blue jays back there, but what's getting my attention more is back over this way somewhere. Sorry, camera's not level. Is an osprey, and I keep hearing it chatter but I don't see it. This would be perfect place for an osprey. Handheld cell phone doesn't work too good, does it? I was kind of watching here because I did see the osprey right up towards the top of that tree. Whoop. That one that's right there, dead center. He landed and then took off, but he came down to this dead tree. It's right there just below dead center, right on the bottom third. Landed there for a second and then took off again. So, as I look back at the map, it looks pretty good if I continue heading down. This is actually called Front Street, which I know a lot of photographers are out here constantly because you see their photos in the Will County group. So I want to continue down front and then go up along, so it's called Bridge Street, and then go down into the Four Rivers area and just see what I can get into down there. There is some fishing at the Kankakee Bluffs, but they had some huge tree fall a few months back. And I couldn't imagine what it looks like now after that storm, but let's head over there. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my water today. I saw this one at Aldi the other day. I wanted something different besides Gatorade or electrolyte or just plain water. I don't have the box. I just have this little package with me. It's actually pretty damn good. Anyway, let me go do a drive. Alright, so we're here at the Four Rivers Education Center. I don't know that I can... It says it's open inside, but I don't know if I can go in and film. So we'll walk down here and I'll show you guys one of the boat launches for the rescue. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll sneak the camera in if I can. I got my mask. Alright guys, see you in a bit. Well, neither one of the boats is in. Doesn't look like they've been here for at least a couple days from the looks of things. But yeah, typically there's a rescue boat right here. Heads out onto the Des Plaines River from here. And they get an up and down river location from here. Pretty cool. This is actually kind of a neat art installation. It's made out of debris that was found floating in the river. So as you kind of look in, zoom in a little bit, you can see all the different things that they put in it. Just plastic and glass debris. Okay, well, there are a lot of people here. I did a hyperlapse coming down, so I'll show you that. I just want to walk down and take a look at the canal real quick and then the river, and I'll get a couple photos for you guys. Those of you who followed along with my hikes and stuff over the winter, this was the point that I made it to on the I&M canal before the COVID shutdown of all the parks. So this is the last piece on this end I have to do, is from here at McKinley Woods to Gephardt Woods in Morris, which is probably 6-8 miles, something like that. And then the last segment at the end, and then the sections downtown. But let me go take a look down here and I'll shoot some pictures. See you guys in a bit. Well, I'm glad to see they replaced this bridge segment over to the canoe dock. This tree had fallen over this over the winter. And you can see one of the other larger trees that fell down. Once I get down here to the end, you should be able to see it. Right out there in the dark spot. Massive trees, but that trail right there on the other side is the I&M. I hear lots of bluegills sucking away down here. Here's another one some of you might recognize. I've had a few lunches on hikes at this shelter. Of course, then the parks were closed down to vehicular traffic. And then later on, they got shut down to everybody. The water down there is the I&M Canal. I don't know if that was intentionally supposed to be a winding hole at one time. I can't recall if there was actually a lock in this area or not. I know there's one upstream and downstream of here. Well, it's just now noon, so I'm gonna take a trail hike instead. Just do a couple miles here and then come back and eat my lunch. So I'm guessing fishing is out for the day. Didn't catch any. Almost caught a tadpole, but it's funny as I threw out the popper. It's a dragonfly pattern, and the tadpole came up right next to it, and I jerked it back because I didn't want to end up hooking a tadpole. But this heritage trail right here, okay, it's fairly steep up. I showed this on one of the I&M videos too. This is actually a really nice trail. It's a little bit rugged, but it makes for a great hike. So what you can do to get to it is you follow the I&M from the I&M Canal access in Channahon down here, and you loop back up and take the trail, the heritage trail, back up through the woods, and it does actually cross back over to the I&M in one spot. I don't know that that's part of the trail, but you can get back over there. It's a pretty neat trail. All right, let me do some walking. Talk to you guys in a bit. Kind of cool. So we're up on the hill. The I&M is this light green patch you see right here, and this water back here is the Des Plaines River. So it's kind of cool as I'm walking along, get all the boat traffic coming by. I love this heritage trail too. This is a nice trail. It's fairly smooth, but it's a lot of uphill and downhill. I don't know what the elevation gain is, but it's pretty cool trail, even though big trees have obviously come down this runoff. So let's step up there. So if you're a local and you ever come out here to walk this, when you come from the lowest parking lot, there's a fork to the right. You take the fork to the left to come up this higher trail. After about a quarter mile, it turns and goes up the hill. That goes back up to the upper parking lot, and you can walk down. This trail continues down towards the I&M and does eventually cross. Like I said, I don't know that that crossing is park property or not, but it will get you across. It's a beautiful walk either way. I think Yeah, I'm gonna go the tougher route, just in case you thought I was joking. It just keeps going up and up and up. If I can shoot an angle on this. Sometimes the camera will give me an angle. 42 degrees. So yeah, it's a good uphill. Well now, isn't that special? So I gotta climb over some trees to get to the other side of the trail. Ta-da! It's probably worth noting that these trails do not appear on any of the like all trails or anything like that. The park should have a map, but I can tell you if you take the upper trail, you're going to come to one fork, stay to the right. There's actually an old bench here, missing the back. You just want to follow this, there's a gully down here. Just follow that gully. Keep following it, and then a little bit past the end of the gully, there's a trail that goes left. That one takes you to the upper parking area. Took me a bit to figure that one out too, first time I came out here, because there was no map. And I actually found where somebody had done a GPS track, but they didn't create it as a file. I got a raccoon down here. Let me turn the camera around. Boy, that little bugger's quick. That's the woodchuck. Now where did the raccoon go? There's a woodchuck under this tree on that one that goes up at an angle towards the back. I did not see the raccoon come back out of there, but he was running along this ridge right here. And then I saw the woodchuck up in front of him. I remember that being a question on, I think it was on one of the YouTube or the Facebook lives. Don't I ever get in a panic about hiking these trails and stuff? No, not really. Woodpecker. I never have. I've always been really comfortable about walking the trails. Never, had any major run-ins with animals that caused me any concern. The only one that was really of much concern was, I guess that was probably 6 years ago now. Yeah, so I'm back up here again. So what I was talking about, so we took this ridge trail, now that we're going across to the other ridge. And then up here a little ways is that left turn. But yeah, so up in northern Wisconsin, I won't say where, the northeast part of the state, it's a national forest. I did have a run-in with a couple juvenile bears. That was a little, do I want to go? Alright, so I'll show you that trail turn. It's very lightly traveled this year. But this is the trail that takes you back to the parking lot. We're going to take this one. It's going to go around the other side of the gully or ravine, whatever you want to call it, and walk back to the lower parking area. It's probably a 2-mile hike. It's not bad. But yeah, I had a run-in with a juvenile bear up there that just, his curiosity was getting the best of him. And he kept staying just out of the camp about, literally like from here to the other side of the ravine. So like where this big tree stump is, whoops, right there. He would stay about that far away from me. And I'd get up and go over to the designated area for eating, where the fire shelter was, and I'd sit down and make lunch, and I'd turn around and look, and same distance away, but he just kept his distance. He just eyeballed me for the whole day. And then finally it was starting to rain, and I didn't want to be caught out in the open, so I remembered a shelter back down the trail. So I turned around and headed back to the shelter. But that was a good weekend. That was one of those that I've not forgotten. All right, let me do some more walking. See you guys in a little bit. Okay, now I'm on the opposite side of the ravine on this downhill back to the main trail. A lot of erosion on this one, so it's pretty, like just there. A lot of rocks. And they love to roll when you step on them. So you can rock and roll your ass all the way down the hill if you don't pay attention. This is where I should have kept a pair of trail shoes in the van. I think I'll do that tomorrow. I'll keep one pair in the van, one pair in the house. Alright. A lot of slow little short steps just to make sure I don't roll. Yeah, this was a rough winter for trees. That's where I came down. Now everybody's been going around it. So I just have to show you this. So I just came down. This is the lower trail that's right up against the I&M. So you catch a nice breeze right here. Even with the sun coming down on me, you know, it's right up above me. It's still nice and comfortable. But when you walk out on these native sunflowers right here, it's not the heat this way, it's the heat coming off of the flowers. It's absolutely amazing. Wish I had a temperature gun. The heat is actually radiating this way towards me. That's really bizarre. Hey guys, back in the van. I'm gonna sit here and have my lunch, and then probably head back towards the house. So I did go fishing, didn't catch anything, but that's okay. I think I actually enjoyed that hike a little bit more. I was trying to download my watch, but it didn't connect the first time. It's still not. Come on, let's go. All right, well, I'll tell you in a little bit. Let me eat my lunch. It finally downloaded while I'm eating lunch. 4.72 miles. Sometimes I get off on walking and I'm like, I gotta go. See you guys. You know, it's bad enough. I'm trying to back out of this parking spot with the Boy Scout zooming down the hill. And then this ass clown on his fat tire bike just stops right behind me while I'm backing up. And he looks up and he's like, oh, I should have had the camera on my rear view camera. Because all of a sudden he's like, dumbass. Oh, that was a good hike. Was not planning on a hike, but I got here to the preserve and I remembered that heritage trail, and it's actually a good hike. It's a good bit of exercise because the up and down. I didn't think to start my GPS track. I could have and gotten my elevation loss and gain that way. I'm going to guess it's probably 800, 900 feet. Because the ridge itself is 600 ASL above sea level. So you're up and then slow loss back down. I doubt it's 1,200. There's no way. Because you're not at sea level here. So, but I'm betting it's probably 800, 900 feet. I was thinking on the way back out, because I was talking about it while I was on the trail, that there used to be where somebody had done a GPS plot and made a map out of it. But the plot wasn't available. So I might do that as a trip back out here in the next couple weeks. Just come out on a Sunday morning and hike that whole heritage trail. If I recall correctly, it's like 5.5 miles total. And just do a plot of it and put the actual GPS plot file up for people to download. Might be a good thing to do. Hey guys, well, I hope that was fun for you. It was fun for me. No fish, but I needed that hike. I really did. I just needed to get out there and turn everything off and just get taken in by the woods, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Let's see where this dude's going. local yokel in his big four-wheel drive with his little bitty tires and his big exhaust pipe going down next to the train tracks there. Anyway, that was a lot of fun today. Probably go back and do the same thing tomorrow, or at least the hiking part. Need to get back out and start moving more. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Be good, be well. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Have a good one.